So, very good morning to all of you. This is Rohan, a mentor with IceGate. I'll be starting the today's session based on the topic called as algebra. Now, when I talk about algebra, algebra is there in two of the subjects in GATE. Typically, in Aptitude, they have direct questions. Also, in engineering mathematics, there is something called a linear algebra, right? Which is commonly known as matrices and determinants, is also an important topic, right? So we'll start with algebra on the first go. Today we'll study algebra only related to aptitude part, right? The linear algebra part we'll study in the subject called as engineering maths. Apart from that, this algebra will be very useful in making equations, solving them, even if you solve Laplace or maybe differential equations at of higher order. So in most of the subjects you use the applications of algebra, right? Whenever you form an infinite series, you use algebra. So without algebra, the basics or the fundamentals remains incomplete, right? So this session will be very focused on exams like GATE or IES or maybe any other public service examination or government examination where this topic has been introduced, right? And I can guarantee you, if you attend the full lecture with concentration, make notes, right? I can guarantee or assure you that with this particular concepts, you will be able to solve each and every type of question which can appear in these papers, right? Okay, so let's get started. So when I talk about algebra, you have three subtopics primarily in this subject. What are those three subtopics? So first we will talk about something called as linear algebra. First we will talk about something called as linear algebra, and we'll solve question based on that. Secondly, I will discuss something about quadratic equations. Now I assume that my audience is mature enough to understand what is an equation and what is an expression, right? So if I vary that, for example, if I say that x plus y plus 3, is it an equation or an expression? Obviously an expression, because there is no equal to sign here, right? So when I say x plus y plus 3 is equals to, let's say, 16, now do it becomes an equation? Yes. So whenever there is an equal to sign, then only it is an equation, otherwise it is not a equation, right? If you want to write down, you can. An expression is a combination of variables and constants. An expression is a combination of variables as well as constants separated by mathematical operators. For example, you can say this much. Let's say x plus y plus 3 is an expression because it has variables, it has constants, and it has a mathematical operator, that is addition plus. Fine. And the next statement you can write down. An expression with an equal to sign will become an equation. An expression with an equal to sign will become a expression. Fine. Okay. Now these are all basics, So when I say x plus y plus 3 equal to 18, right? Can I say this is an equation, right? I can also say there is an equation, let's say x square plus 2y plus 3z is equal to 6. Yes or no? Yes. Can I say there is an equation which is, let's say, x to the power 5 plus y to the power 4 plus 2z to the power 3 is equal to, let's say, 8. Yes, this is also an expression. Can I say there is an equation x, or let's say 5x plus 6y cube is equals to, or let's say minus 23 is equals to 8. Possible? Right? Now there are two things which we will define here, right? Number one is the number of variables used, and the second thing we will define is the degree, right? Now what is the degree? Degree is nothing but the highest power of any variable in an expression or an equation. I am repeating, I am saying degree is the highest power of any variable in an equation or a expression. For example, when I look at this equation, right? When I look at this equation, how many variables are there? So x is a variable, y is a variable, right? So how many variables are there? 2. So can I say the number of variables is nothing else 2 in this? Yes or no? Right? And if I want to find out the degree, as I said, what is the definition of degree? Degree is the highest power of any variable in an expression. So highest power of this equation of any variable is how much? X raised to 1, y raised to 1. So highest power is 1. So degree is 1. Getting my point, right? Now if you want to understand it better, don't write down, just focus on the screen. Let's say this is an equation, right? How many variables are there? X, y and z. So there are 3 variables. What is the highest power of any variable? What is the highest power of z? 1. What is the power of y? 1. What is the power of x? 2. So the highest power is 2. Hence the degree is 2. Are you able to identify how to find out a degree? Right? What about this? Right? So you have x, y and z. Right? What is the highest power any variable? Very good. So the variable is 3. Degree is 5. Right? Right? Here again what I am trying to say, 1, 2. So 2 variables and the highest power is 3. So degree is clear, right? Now why I am talking about degree, we will get into the deeper sense of this when we study linear equations in mathematics or the engineering math portion. Here what I am trying to tell you is any equation, any equation whose highest power is 1, or I can say a degree is 1, is called as linear equation or linear algebra. Right, which is dealing with linear equation or linear algebra. So I am saying that the degree here has to be 1, right? Quadratic equation, when you talk about, the degree has to be 2. Degree has to be 2. Clear, right? Right. So understood what I am trying to say. So whenever the highest power of any variable is 1, I am basically talking about linear equations. When I talk about highest power of any variable as 2, then it is called as a quadratic equation. Clear, right? Okay. Quickly note down this much, then we will move forward. Degree, if you want to write down, you can. Degree is the highest power of any variable in an equation or an expression. Highest power of any variable in an equation or an expression. Fine. I hope you have noted now. Okay. So as I said, in this chapter we will study something called as linear equations, right? We will study about quadratic equations. We will also discuss some concepts of progressions, which is nothing but AP, GP and HP, that is arithmetic progression, geometric progression and harmonic progressions. Okay? So we will discuss all these 3 quickly in this particular chapter, right? So let's start with the very first topic of the day, and that is nothing but linear equation, right? So put the heading linear equations. Now I am very clear that you guys understand which equations are called as linear equations. Degree equal to 1, variables can be 1, can be 2, can be 3, right? Can be more than that, but in our syllabus typically we will restrict our discussions to only 3 variables. For example, if I say 3x plus 5 is equals to 14, is it a linear equation? Yes. In how many variable? 1 variable. Can we solve this? Yes, we can solve this. This will become 3x is equal to 9 or x is equal to 3. Right? Similarly, if I say, let's say 3x plus 4y is equals to 12. Is it also linear equations? Yes. Linear equation in how many variables? Two variables, right? Clear? Now, when I say, in fact, if I use something like 4x plus 5y plus 7z is equals to 21, is it a linear equation? Yes. In how many variables? Three variables. Clear now? What is the linear equation? Right? Okay. One more thing. You might have also known this thing that linear equations are nothing but, if you see graphically, they are straight lines. Graphically, they are straight lines. Right? You can see x equal to 3. Can I say it is a line x equal to 3? Right? Can I say it is x equal to 3? 3x plus 4y equal to 12. Is it of the form? Is it of the form y is equal to mx plus c, where m is the slope, m is the slope, c is the y-intercept, right? So this is also an equation of a straight line. I can plot this on a number line if you, or on coordinate axis. So if you want to draw this one, can I draw this? Put y equal to 0, x will become 4. Put x equal to 0, y will become 3. So this line is something like this, right? What about this? This is also line, but in a 3D plane. So it will form a sheet. Yes, so it will form a three-dimensional line, right? Or we can say it's an equation of a plane. Clear? Right? Please quickly note down that graphically linear equations represent a straight line. Graphically linear equations represent a straight line. And if you want to write down, you can draw this quickly. Clear? So you already know these basics fundamentals, right? So I'm just, and then you know how to solve equations, right? If I have given this equation and one more equation 4x plus 3y equal to 16, you can solve it, right? That is called a simultaneous linear equation, you know, when you solve two equations, right? Okay. Okay, now when I talk about equations, as I said, that linear equations are nothing but equations of straight line, right? So when I say linear equation, so let's say it is a straight line. Its marker is considered to be a straight line, and there is another marker which is also a straight line, right? Now these two can be of what? They can have orientations. What type of orientations are? Can I have these two as intersecting? You know, somewhere or the other they will intersect. Yes. Or I can have them parallel to each other, where they will nowhere intersect each other. Yes. Or I can have them overlapping over each other. I can have them overlapping over each other. Right. So when I say it is intersecting, intersecting means they will intersect at only one point, any one point, right? So they will have something called as a unique solution. They will have something called as a unique solution. That means these lines are intersecting at one point. The lines are intersecting at one point, right? Right? And they have unique solution, right? Similarly, I can have another set of lines which I said are parallel lines, right? So parallel lines, I have no solution. I have no solution when you have parallel line. Solution means whether they are intersecting or not. So parallel lines never intersect each other, right? So this is case when we are saying they are intersecting lines. They are intersecting lines, and these are basically parallel lines. They are basically parallel lines, right? There will be no solution, right? So when I talk about, let's say, no solution, right? There will be parallel lines, yes or no? And the third one I said was overlapping lines. Overlapping lines, where the lines are overlapping each other. So can I say there will be infinite many solutions, right? Now before you write down, try to understand one important aspect. Let's say I say this is my equation, a1x plus b1y. I'll write it on in a black pen. So let's say your equations are let's say a1x plus b1y is equal to c1, and the other equation is a2x plus b2y equal to, let's say these are two linear equations, right, where the a1 and a2, b1, b2, c1, c2 are constants, right. So looking at this equation, I can always decipher whether these two lines will be parallel, intersecting, or overlap, right. So we have studied this thing in our earlier standards also. Just repeat those things, that when we are intersecting lines, the ratio of a1 by a2 should not be equal to b1 by b2. Here the ratio of a1 by a2 should be equal to b1 by b2, but not equal to c1 by c2. And similarly, here the a1 by a2 should be equal to b1 by b2, should be equal to c1, right. So quickly note down these fundamentals. We already know some of them, but still I'll be using them in the further questions. Okay, I hope you are quick enough to note down. So how questions can be framed on this particular topic? Please take down. First question. First question. Find the value of p. Find the value of p if the equation if the equation 12x plus 3y is equals to 18 and 9x minus py is equals to 17 are parallel to each other. Are parallel to each other. I repeat, find the value of p if the equation 12x plus 3y equal to 18 and 9x minus py equal to 17 are parallel to each other. I hope you can easily solve it now. So if they are parallel, that means what? So they are parallel, that means what? Yes, so the ratio of, they are having no solution, that means the ratio of a1 by a2 should be equal to b1 by b2 but not equal to c1 by c2, right? So if I say this is nothing but 12 by 9 should be equal to 3 by p should not be equal to 18 by 17, right? So this 2 should be equal, and if I cancel out, this is 4, this is 3, so p will be equal to nothing but 9 by 4. Yes, p will be equal to what? 9 by 4. Yes or no? No. Why no, sir? Very important. Try to understand. You have to take this minus sign also. Very important. This sign is very important. The first option you will get is 9 by 4, which will be a wrong answer. Please focus very carefully. These are competitive exams, which will again compel you to do mistakes. Despite of you knowing the concept, you will make a mistake. So the answer is not going to be plus 9 by 4, but it is going to be minus 9 by 4. Correct? Right? Now, if I put plus 9 by 4, then are the lines parallel? No, they are intersecting lines now. If you put plus 9 by 4, that line is intersecting lines, right? So the meaning entirely changes. So be careful with all those types of stuff, right? So these are very important aspects you should look at, right? Okay. Now typically he will not give you questions which are direct. No, he will not give you questions which are direct. He will give you questions or maybe ask you to solve equations in word format, right? For example, write down a small heading: word problems. A word problems. I'm giving you a couple of word problems. Try to understand how word problems are framed, right? I done first one. Okay, now I'm not going to the very simple problems like, let's say I have an equation, let's say 3x plus 4y is equals to 12, another equation 4x minus 6 y is equals to 14. Can you solve the values of x and y? Right? Now this could be another way of asking you a question that 3 razors plus the cost of 4 pencils is equal to 12 rupees. The cost of 3 erasers plus 4 pencils is equal to 12 rupees, and the cost of 4 erasers minus cost of 6 pencil is equal to 14 rupees. Then find the cost of 1 pencil and 1 eraser. These types of question can be easily solved, right? Now this is how it will change the data. Write down the first one. In a bag there are 40 coins. In a bag there are 40 coins in the form of 1 rupee and 50 paisa. In a bag there are 40 coins in the form of 1 rupee and 50 paisa. Full stop. If the total value in the bag is rupees 32.5, if the total value in the bag is rupees 32.5, then find the 50 paisa coins in the bag. Then find the number of 50 paisa coins in the bag. Can you find out quickly? Try to form the equations and get the answer quickly. Yes, you have got the answer. Simple now. Assume that there are two types of coins, 1 rupee coin and 50 paisa coin. Right? So if I say, let's say there were X coins of 1 rupee and Y coins of 50 paisa. So can I say the first equation will be nothing but X plus Y is equals to 40? Total number of coins is 40, right? Similarly, 1 rupee coin, so try to understand the total value is 32.5. Tell me, if I have 5 1 rupee coin, the value is how much? 5 rupees. If I have 10 1 rupee coin, the value is how much? 10 rupees. If I have 50 1 rupee coin, the value is how much? 50. Similarly, the value of X 1 rupee coin, can I say will be X? It is the number of coins directly, right? Now, the other part. If I have, let's say, 4 50 paisa coins, it is the value is equal to how much? 2 rupees. I have 10 50 paisa coins, the value is 5 rupees. 100 50 paisa coins, the value is 50 rupees. So can I say the value become half the number of coins? So I will say the number of coins is y, so the value will become y by, and the total value I know is 32. Right? So this is my equation number 1, this is my equation number 2. Solve this, you will get the value. Right? If you simplify the second equation, you will get 2x plus y is equals to 60. Let's say this is equation number 3. So now you can say easily solving 1 and 3. So I am not wasting time in solving the equations. Right? Y will get cancels out. This is x is equals to 25. So x will be equal to 25 and y will be equal to 50. So is he asking the value of x or y? Is he asking the value of x or y? He is asking the value of y. He is asking the number of 50 paisa coins. So answer is 50. Clear? Okay. Quickly note down if you have not, and try the next question. Write down. Five years ago, father's age was 3 times the age of son. So one more thing you should do is, ideally, I will be giving you 5 category of such questions, right? So what you should ideally do is divide them into categories. For example, the first category should be articles. Now, as I said, I have not discussed those questions, but you can have question based on articles like 3 pencil, 4 razor cost me this much, or 5 apples, 6 banana cost me this much. So that is based on articles, right? Second type of problem we have just discussed is based on coins. I'm not again getting into the deeper of it because I'm addressing a very mature crowd here. So coins, it can be 50 paisa coin, 1 rupee coin, 2 rupee coin, 10 rupee coin, right? Or maybe a 25 paisa coins. So it depends, right? And the third one we are discussing here is problems on ages, right? Right on. Continue the question. So I said 5 years ago, father was 3 times the age of son, and 10 years from now, 10 years from now, he will be 2 times the age of son. He will be 2 times the age of son. Full stop. Find the sum, 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 or let's say not sum, find the present ages of father and son. Find the present ages of father and son. Can you quickly form the equation and solve? So it is all about forming the equations correct. If you can make the equations correct, you will get the answers easily. Yes, you can type your answers. In case you are getting answers, I'm able to see the screen. You should type the answers if you are getting some answers there. So it's a live class going on. I can interact with you. You can just type your answers in case you want to justify your answer there. Yes, I've started receiving some answers. So there's a father, there's a son, right? Okay, let's start solving that. Right? So there's a father, there's a son, right? And let's say that the father age be, let's say, f, and the son's age be, let's say, s. You can take any variable x, y. So it is said that, and these are the present ages. These are the present ages of father and son, right? So when you say 5 years ago, so father will become f minus 5, and son will also become s minus 5. Right? So there's a common mistake which students do. They reduce the father's age, but they don't reduce the son's age. It is quite evident. If father was 5 years ago minus 5, then son was also minus 5, right? And I know the relationship is the father was thrice. Don't say the son was thrice. Don't be very careful in this, right? So with this you will find f minus 5 is equal to 3s minus 15, which implies that f minus 3s is equal to minus 10. Let us say this is my equation number 1, right? And similarly, you can have one more equation which says typically 10 years from now. So father was f plus 10, s was s plus 10, and the father was twice, right? If you simplify this, f minus 2s, I'm directly saying it is equal to 10. This is equation number 2, right? Simplifying these two, you will get the value of f and s. What is the values? So father, yes, it is 50, son is clear. Simple questions, right? So there can be many twists and turns, but then I'm not getting into the deep part of it. You can practice this from your app. I hope everybody has downloaded the IC app, and on that app you have topic wise questions, you know, when you go to question types, right? So we have put up question types. We are also uploading questions which are from GATE papers in a topic wise format, right? So on that app you can be very dynamically updated. Go to Play Store, you will find IC GATE app. Please download that if you have not done it, right? You can recommend it to your friend. It's free. Lot of tests are free on that. Around 1000 plus tests are free, right? So please utilize this. For you guys who are already enrolled with us, we will be getting more than 1000, right? But for others also there are 1000 tests which are free. So there are tests in quantitative aptitude text section, topic wise test. When you go to algebra, linear equations, you can solve all the questions like this, right? Okay, so as I said, problems can be on articles, coins, ages. Then there can be problems which are based on, let's say, numbers, right? Quickly note down one example of it. Note down an example of it. Uh, the sum of digits, SUM, sum. The sum of digits of a two-digit number. The sum of digits of a two-digit number is 9, and the difference between the number and the number found by reversing the digits. The difference between the number and the number found by reversing the digits is 27. Is 27. Then find the two-digit number. Then find the two-digit number. Can you quickly solve this? Okay, so I hope you would have got the equations now. So he's saying a two-digit number, let's say AB, right? And it is given that AB minus BA is equals to 27, and we also know that A plus B is equal to 9, right? Now can I say AB, the value is nothing but 10A plus B, and this is 10B plus, right? And this is equal to what? 27. Right? And if you simplify this, 10A minus A will become 9A, and this will be minus 9B is equal to 27, and I can easily say that A minus B will be equal to how much? A minus B will be equal to 3. So let's say this is my equation 1, this is my equation 2. Can I solve the values of A and B? Yes. So if I say A and B, so A will be how much? If I cancel, BB gets cancelled, so 2A is equal to 12, or A is equal to 6B is equal to, right? So the number is what? 16. Clear? Right? Now, most important thing here is not to solve the question. Then sir, what is the most important thing? The most important thing is to solve the question in the fastest possible way. Yes or no? Okay. Now, how to solve the question in the most fastest possible way? Try to understand. When I talk about these types of question or the previous question, in fact, what was the previous question? Find the ages of father and son, right? So why are you solving that question? You typically have options, right? In many of the questions you have options, right? So if there are options given to you, let's say in the previous case I am saying father and son. So let's say father and son. So let's say the previous question, the options were given to you something like this. Let's say these were the four options given to you, right? Now when I say the first option, 40 and 15, so I have two conditions. Whichever option satisfies those two conditions is my answer. For example, 5 years before, so 5 years ago he was 35, he was 10. Is it 3 times? No, so this option rejected. 5 years ago he was 30, he was 10. 3 times? Yes. Second condition, 10 years from now he will be 45, he will be 25. Is it twice? No, cancel. 5 years ago he was 45, he was 10, not 3 times, cancel. 5 years ago he was 45, 5 years ago he was 15, 3 times, yes. 10 years from now he is 60, he is 30, twice, yes. So this is the correct answer. Why am I solving that question and wasting my time? Clear what I am trying to say? Same was the case here. Couldn't I check this question with option? Yes. Just check whose sum is 9 and reverse if you see the difference, has to be 27. The problem will be when the paper setter is intelligent and he is saying how many such numbers are possible which have a sum of 9 and the difference is 27. Now you are getting a point. So now he is very critical in saying that I am not giving you direct options, but I am saying how many values are possible, right? And in fact, in most of the competitive exams nowadays, options without question, or sorry, without option questions are also there, right? So in that case, you will have to know the method. But if it is options available to you, solve it, bang on, right? Need not to go by method. Nobody is going to see your method. Everybody is going to see your response to the answer. Okay, and it has to be fast. Okay, so these are the four types of questions that can be asked typically, and other fifth you can say is a miscellaneous type, okay, which do not have any form, but you can say like right on. Quickly take this also. In a zoo, there are 700 animals. In a zoo, there are 700 animals in the form of ducks and dogs. In the form of ducks and dogs. Full stop. If the number of heads, H-E-A-D-S, heads, counted were 700 and the number of legs counted were 2200, number of legs counted were 2200, then find the number of dogs in the zoo. Find the number of dogs in the zoo. Can you quickly type the answer? Form the equations fast now and type the answer. Yes, I have got few of the answers typed out in my personal chat. Please type the answers. I want to see whether you are able to recept or not. Okay. Okay. Yes. So let's say they are dogs and they are ducks. So they are x dogs and y ducks, right? So I know the number of heads. So x plus y is equal to 700. Is it very simple, right? Dogs would have 4 legs, so it is 4x. You would have 2 legs, so it will be 2y. Plus is equal to 2100. Can you able to solve these two equations or not? Every dog. Now don't say me कि सर लंगड़ा कुत्ता होगा तो क्या करेंगे? You have to understand this. You have to understand. You don't say that, sir. If it is a Ravan, then you will have 10 faces, 10 heads. No, don't consider all those nitty-gritties. So try to consider that only one head will be there to all the dogs, and one head will be there to ducks. Similarly, 2 legs of ducks, 4 legs of dogs. So that is what I am doing. Right. So if you simplify this, how much you get? So the second equation can also be reduced to 2x plus y is equal to 1100, right? And y cancels. So x will be equal to 400 and y will be equal to 300. What is asked? X or y? It is asked x. So x is 400. Yes? Very correct. Correct. Sai, you are right. Okay, so you understood what are word problems, right? Okay, now I am going a step deeper into this particular problems, right? Madam, the difference between a 3-digit number and the number formed by reversing the digits. The difference between a 3-digit number and number formed by reversing the digits is 297. Is 297. Full stop. How many such 3-digit numbers? How many such 3-digit numbers exist? How many such 3-digit numbers exist? I am repeating the question. I am repeating the question. I am not giving you options, in fact, and I hope you understand that this question cannot be solved by options. In fact, he is asking not which number, he is asking how many numbers. Right. So I am repeating the question. How many 3-digit numbers can be formed? Or I started with the difference between a 3-digit number and number formed by reversing the digit is 297. Then find how many such 3-digit numbers exist. Right. Quickly try and type your answers fast. Yes, anybody with the answer, please type down. I am waiting for your typing. So it's a 3-digit number now. So 2-digit number was represented as 10a plus b. If we assume 3-digit number, it will become ABC, right? And its numerical value will become what? Yes, very correct. 100a plus 10b plus c. But the question is not to find out, and only one equation given. Somebody says 7070. Okay, Sai. Let me keep your option as 70. Let me check. Others, please. I am expecting answers from people. So it has to be ABC minus CBA is equal to 297, right? Right. So again, if you simplify this, this is 100A plus 10B plus C minus 100C plus 10B plus A should be equal to 297. And if I say plus 10B minus 10B will get cancels out, right? So you're left with 100A minus A will become 99A minus 99C should be equal to 297, or A minus C should be equal to 3, right? Yes, anybody who want to type the answer still you can, right? So A minus C will be equal to 3, right? So what is the value of A or C? They are single digit numbers. They are single digit numbers, right? So can I get the values as 9 and 6, right? I can get a value of 8 and 5, 7 and 4, then 6 and 3, 5 and 2, 4 and 1. Will the value be 3 and 0? Yes or no? 3 0. Reason being, if I put, let's say, 354 minus 4, sorry, 350, right? And the revert will be 053. Yes. So if I see the difference, it is 297. Yes or no? Yes. Who said the other reverse also has to be a 3-digit number? That was not mentioned in the question. Is it mentioned? No. So 350 minus 053 is correct. Yes. So I can definitely take 3 and 0 also. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Right? Will the answer be 7? No, right? Why? Because you have to understand this thing, that there is also a B, right? So we have just defined A and C. So the number is ABC. So I can have 96 and there is a B. So 906, 916, 926, 936. So there will be 10 such numbers, right? Similarly with 8 and 5, you will have another 10 such set of numbers. So you will keep on doing this. So there is 7 into 10. How many numbers? 70 such numbers. Clear? Right? Any doubt? Any confusion? Please ask. Am I very clear? So these are some, a step level ahead sort of questions that can be asked. Right? Okay. So I'll give you some tougher questions as part of assignments later on. But right now, these are the basics you should understand about linear equations. Right? Okay. Next, for the next topic. Okay, you want to note down, quickly note down this. Quickly note down this. And take the next topic as quadratic equations. Again, it's a simple one. We know that quadratic equation are the form ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, right? Then, for example, x square plus 5x plus 6 equal to 0. So we know how to solve this. Now these are quadratic equation in one variable, and we are only dealing with quadratic equation in one variable here. We are not dealing with quadratic equation in two variables, right? So if you solve this, you know how to split that. 3x plus 2x plus 6 equal to 0, right? I did not to explain this. X plus 3, x plus 2 equal to 0. So x is equal to minus 3 comma minus, right? I hope this is very clear to everybody, right? How to solve the quadratic equation. Or you also know a method. Let's say if it is not splittable, let's say x square minus 5x plus 6 equal to 0, right? This can be done, but let's say 7x, this again can be done. Let's say 15. Will you be able to do it? 5 3, no, right? So now you know the roots. What are the roots? Alpha and beta, right? If you have studied it, minus b plus minus root d by 2n, huh? This is called as the discriminant method of solving the question, right? And what is root d or d? D is equal to b square minus 4ac, right? So if you want to solve alpha here, so it is minus b, that is 15 plus minus, or you can say alpha and beta, there will be, so root of b square, that is 15 square minus 4 into 1 into 6 upon 2, right? So it is nothing but 15 plus minus under root of 201 1. Here, so we know these two types of stuff, right? Okay. Now, as I said, linear equation. So linear equation was representing basically what? A straight line graphically. What does this represent? A parabola, right? Very good. So they represent basically a parabola, right? Now, what is a parabola? So if I say that, so this is my let's say x and y coordinate, right? So this is x square, so this is basically an upward opening parabola. This is basically an upward opening parabola, right? Now when I talk about parabola, so parabola can have three orientation. You know what are the three orientation typically? So one orientation it is something like this. Second orientation is it touches the x-axis like this, and the third orientation could be it do not touch the x-axis, right? Now when I say this orientation means it will cut the x-axis at 2 point, and these are nothing but our alpha and beta, typically called as the roots of the equation, or the solution of the equation, right? Here you will have alpha is equals to beta, right? And they are only one root of the equation, and here you don't have any root, right? Now when I say this means this equation has real and distinct roots, right? Here they have real because they are touching the x-axis, and equal roots, real and equal roots, right? And here you will have no real roots, but you can say imaginary and complex conjugate, roots, right? Now based on the value of discriminant, we can define this. How? For this d has to be greater than 0. For this d has to be greater than 0. For this d has to be equal to 0. Now you can easily check this. If d is equal to 0, this will become minus b by 2a for both alpha and beta. If d is equal to 0, it will become minus b by 2a for both alpha and beta. And for this, d has to be less than 0. Right? Please note down this graphs, that what are the representation. So the important part is that what type of roots, nature of roots can be defined from here, right? Fine. Okay. Now there are 2-3 things which you should know about quadratic equation. Number one, so if I say alpha and beta, right? So alpha is with plus sign, beta is minus sign. So if I add both of them, right, you are left with minus 2b upon 2a. Can you just solve it? I'm just skipping the steps. Right? If you say one time plus, one time minus, we add, they will become minus b by 2a. Or sorry, so if I say this is nothing but alpha plus beta is equal to how much? Minus b by, right? Minus b by, you should directly know this. And what is alpha into beta? C by, right? I'm not solving it. You can, if you want, you can multiply alpha into beta, you'll get c by a. If you add alpha plus beta, we'll get minus b by a. Right? If you want, I can easily do it. So alpha is this, right? And beta is minus b minus root d by 2. If I take the LCM, alpha plus beta will be minus b plus root d minus of b minus root d by 2. This gets cancelled, so you get alpha plus beta is equal to minus 2b upon 2a, 2 gets cancelled, so minus b by a. Fine? Okay, one more thing you should know, that if you have equation, can I find the roots? I'm saying if you have equation, can I find the roots? Yes. How? I can split the middle term, or I can use discriminant method. Both of the way I can easily solve this. Other way around, see, if you divide this equation by a, so it will become x square plus b by ax plus c by a equal to 0. Yes. This can also be reframed as x square minus b by a x plus c by a equal to 0. And why I am writing this? Because I know minus b by is how much? Alpha plus beta. And what is c by? Alpha into beta. So I can say it is nothing but x square minus alpha plus beta times x plus alpha into beta. Or you can say x square minus sum of roots times x. Please note down this thing, into product of roots. So if you know the roots, you can also form the equation. If you know the roots, so people from electronics, mechanical, civil, chemical, at times you are bound to make equations based on, in control systems, in plant. So there are chapters where you have to, if you know the roots, you have to form the equation. So this is how you can easily form the equation. Okay. So supposedly if I say, let's say form an equation whose roots are 7 and 4. So I can easily do it. It's x square minus sum of roots times x plus product of roots equal to 0. So it's x square minus 11x plus 28 equal to 0. Fine? Right? You are getting? Okay. Write down one question. So I'm not going to the basics. You can have practice of questions like one equation is given to you, find the roots, right? Or maybe roots are given to you, find the equation. So those are some basics ones which I'm not discussing here. I'm going to the better type of questions, right? So for example, write down, if a comma b belongs to 1, 2, 3, 4, if a comma b belongs to 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. What does that mean? That a and b can have values between 1, 2, 3 and 4 and they are integers, positive integers, right? Then how many real equations of the form ax square plus bx plus 1 equal to 0 can be formed? I am giving you options. My question I am repeating. If a and b can have any value between 1, 2, 3, 4, then you have to find how many real equations of the form ax square plus bx plus 1 can be formed. And the options are given to you. You can type your answers quickly. Yes. Any answers? Please type down. Any answers? Please type down. Options are given to you. If you are feeling the answer is infinite, you are wrong. I am waiting for you to type your answers. So when I am saying infinite is wrong, that means I am saying that, see, one important thing is a and b can have only 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So if what are the equations you can form? I can put a equal to 1, so the equation, and b equal to 1, the equation will be this. Another equation will be a equal to 1, b equal to 2. Third equation will be a equal to 1, b equal to 3. The fourth equation can be a equal to 1, b equal to 4. Right? Similarly, I can also form equations a equal to 2 and b equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Then a and a equal to 3, a equal to 4. So can I say 4, 4, 4, 4? There can be 16. Right? But there is one more important condition which is set, that these equations has to be real. This equation has to be real, and for real, what is the condition? That discriminant should be not only greater than but equal to 0. The discriminant has to be greater than or equal to also, it is fine. right? So equal to also it is absolutely correct, it is acceptable. So what I am saying is my discriminant in this case, I'm just rubbing off the options, so I'm saying my discriminant has to be greater than 0. So what I can say is b square minus 4ac should be equal to greater than 0. And what is c? C is 1, so I'll reduce that as to 1. Or can I say that whenever b square is greater than or equal to 4a, my condition is met. Now I can see a and b. So if I put a equal to 1, so it will become 4, and b square has to be greater than 4. So b can take values 3, 4, and even 2, because it can be equal also, no? 4 is equal to 4, right? If I take a equal to 2, this will become 8. So this can be either 9, that means 3, or 4, right? Or if I take a equal to 3, then it becomes 12. This can only take a value of 4. And if I take a equal to 4, it can be 4, because 16 is equal to 16. That is also a possibility, right? So how many solutions? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And that is the answer, that you can have 7 such equations that can be found. Clear? Understood how you should have solved this question? Clear? So these are some of the application based questions, right? Clear? If I would have given you a condition that unequal roots should be there, then this case will be removed, this case will be removed, 2 cases will be reduced, right? The number of answer would be 5. Clear? Okay. So there is one typical question which comes like a person did a mistake. Let's say there's an equation x square plus, or let's say ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. You know, so he will say the person did a mistake in finding out the roots of the equation. So first time what he did was he noted this coefficient of x as wrong, but this constant term was right, and he got the roots as 7 and 4. The next time he got this constant term wrong and this was correct, that, and he got the root as 12 and 3. So find the actual roots of the equation, right? So basically when you are saying that in this case, when you are saying the first case where the constant term is correct, right? So can I say in this equation, let's say if the constant term is correct, so let's say, can I say these are the roots, and that means product of the root is correct. That means you are saying x square plus bx plus 28 equal to 0, right? Product of the root is correct. And similarly here you are saying the sum of the root is correct. So in this case you are saying it is 15x. And now this is the equation, we can solve it. Getting my point? I am not dictating the question, it is very simple. A person did a mistake in writing the constant term of a quadratic equation, got the root as, did a mistake in writing down the coefficient of x and got the root as 7 and 4. Next time he did a mistake in writing down the constant term, he got the roots as 12 and 3. Find the actual roots of the equation. The actual roots of the equation can be solved by solving this equation. This you can solve it by either b square minus 4ac, that is the discriminant method, or if you can split, you can split. Fine? Okay. Next, write down higher degree equations. So these all things we know, but just I am revising so that when you solve questions, so you know this lecture I will reduce to a smaller duration, right? The old idea was to do it for 4 hours, but we will do it at a lesser time. Reason being, this chapter we already know a lot, so I'll just discuss the theory portions of it, and then I'll give you assignments later on. You know, maybe tomorrow, as because you don't have any lecture, right, because of the Raksha Bandhan holiday here. So, but we'll give you some assignment questions, right? And as I said, on the app you have a lot of questions. I'll give you some questions on there. They will be tough questions which are based on this particular topic, right? Okay, higher degree equations. So, for example, if I say cubic equation, ax cube plus bx plus square plus cx plus d equal to 0, right? So, how many roots will be there? So, in linear we have one solution. In quadratic we have two solutions. in cubic or 3 degree equation will have 3 solutions, which are nothing but alpha, beta, and typically represented by gamma. Right? Now in this case there are 2-3 things which are important: alpha plus beta plus gamma, product of 2's alpha beta, beta gamma, gamma alpha, and product of 3 alpha beta and gamma. So if you remember, when I said ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, this was the quadratic equation, and I said that alpha plus beta was what? Minus b by alpha beta was c by. Same is the case here. Alpha plus beta gamma will be minus b by. Product of 2 will be c by. All the 3 will be minus d by. Clear what I am trying to say? Another example I am giving. Let's say ax power 4 plus bx cube plus cx square plus dx equal to, or let's say plus e equal to 0. Right? So this is the equation, right? So in this case there will be 4 roots: alpha plus beta plus gamma plus delta, and this will be nothing but minus b. The same process is going on, right? Product of 2, that is alpha beta plus alpha gamma plus alpha delta plus beta gamma plus beta delta plus gamma delta, right, will be c by. And similarly product of 3 alpha beta gamma plus alpha beta delta and so on should be equal to minus d by. And the fourth one, yes, alpha beta gamma and into delta will be e by. Clear what I am saying? So it is alternate minus plus minus plus minus plus. If you go to the 5th degree equation, same process will follow, right? Please note down quickly. Okay, take down a question. Take down a question. The question says, if x1, x2, x3, x4 if x1, x2, x3, x4 are roots of the equation, x power 4 minus 6x cube plus 4x power 4 plus 8x plus 10 equal to 0, then find the value of then find the value of 1 minus x1 into 1 minus x2 into 1 minus x3 into 1 minus x4. Can you quickly try and get the answer? Yes, anybody with the answer? So now you should have cracked this. Even if you open it, just a minute. I am just looking at your chat. If anybody has answered or not. Yeah. So you know, type the answers. Are you available there? Are you live, guys? So how to simplify this? I mean, let's simplify. So I know these are the roots, right? So these are the roots of the equation, right? So acha, one thing, looking at the equation, can I say what is x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus x4? Sum of the roots is minus b by a. So can I say it is equal to 6? So the product of 2 x1 x2 plus let's say x1 x3, right, and so on. The product of 2 will be equal to how much? It is c by a, which is 4. Product of 3 is x1 x2 x3 plus x1 x2 x4 and so on is equal to minus of this, so it is minus 8, right, and x1 x2 x3 x4 is nothing but plus d by a, right. So this is, they are the four equations: minus b by a, c by a, and d by a, right. So when I talk about these are the informations which we have as the side information, right. Right. So now I know if I open this, it will become what? 1 minus x1 minus x2 plus x1 x2. Similarly, if I multiply these two, it will become what? 1 minus x3 minus x4 plus x3 x4. Right? And if you further simplify this, so this will be 1 into all. So it is 1 minus x3 minus x4 plus x3 x4. Then minus x into this will be minus x1 plus x1 x3 plus x1 x4, x1 x4, right, and I am saying minus x1 x3 x4, and just multiplying x1 with all the four, and so then it will be what next? Minus x2, right, and minus or minus plus x2 x3, right, and if you multiply all this, so ultimately what you find, that it is 1 minus individual sum equals see x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus x4, then plus it is x1 x2, all the doubles, right, that are with plus, and all the triples are with minus. So minus common, x1 x2 x3, all the triples, right, and the final one will be plus. So it is x1 x2 x3 x4, and all these values you have now, right. So it is 1 minus, what is this, 6 plus doubles will be 4, and it will be minus 8, and minus of minus it will be plus 8, right, and it is plus 10. So it is how much? Minus 5, 18 plus 4, 22, 22 minus 5, the answer is going to be 17. Clear? Right, I'm just repeating what I have done. I know these are the roots of the equation of this. So we know x1, x2, x3, x4 is 6. Sum of 2 will be 4, that is c by a. Product of 3 will be minus d by a, and it will be e by a, all the 4, right. And when I simplify this, you want the value of s, I am multiplying these two and I have multiplied these two. Further, if I multiply, I actually am getting 1 minus all the singles together with the minus sign, then all the doubles with a plus sign, all the triplets with the minus sign, and there will be only one term which is all the four, right. And if I simplify this with those values, I am getting the answer as 17. right? Clear? Okay. So again, as I said, we will be solving questions which are based on these theories in the later stages. But right now, I'm just giving you the concept. So right on the third concept, that is progression. So when you go to the app part of it, you will find the questions based on these topics. So I'm not wasting my time in solving questions here, but you can go to the IC app and solve questions on the algebra. You will find a lot of questions. Plus, we'll giving you some assignments also, right? Progression. Let's understand this, and then we will close for the day. In fact, right? So let's understand progressions quickly. So we have three types of progressions. One is arithmetic, second is geometric, and the third one is harmonic, right? So arithmetic progression, for example, if I say 2, 5, 8, 11, right? So can you find the next term? Yes. So any series where you can actually determine the next term will be a progression, right? And this is an arithmetic progression because there is a constant difference between any two elements, right? So let's say the difference is 3. So the difference between any two consecutive terms is constant. Then such equations are called as, or that progressions are called as arithmetic progression, right? So their terms are generally defined as a plus b, a plus 2d, a plus 3d, and so on, right? So general term of a progression is a plus n minus 1. And what is the sum of n terms? Sum of n terms is Sn, right? Sn is given as, yes, it is n by 2 2a plus n minus 1, right? So if you want to write the definition, please write down arithmetic progression. If the difference between the any two consecutive terms, the difference between any two consecutive terms of a progression is same, the difference between any two consecutive terms is same, then it is called as an AP. AP means arithmetic progression. So first we are talking about arithmetic progression. And the sum of n terms is given by a plus n minus 1d, and the nth term is given by a plus n minus 1d, and the sum of n terms is n by 2 2a plus n minus 1d. And if we know the last term, this can also be written as n by 2 of a plus the last term. Okay? If you know the last term, you can find it the sum by this fundamental, because if you divide this is a plus n minus 1d, right? 2a is a plus a, so the a plus n minus 1d can be written as the nth or the last term, right? Similarly, we should also understand the basics of geometric progression, or you sometimes we call it GP, right? What is the GP? Yes, the ratio should be same, so it is AR square, AR cube, and so on. So nth term is AR raised to n minus 1, and sum of n terms is A into R raised to n minus 1 upon R minus 1, if R is greater than 1. And if R is less than 1, the formula will get reversed, right? Clear? Okay. Now, couple of things. First is identifying a series. For example, it's an AP, GP, or none of them, right? So, for example, if I say 8, let's say, or let's say 18, 15, 12, 9, AP or GP, it's an AP, right? What is the common difference? Don't say 3, it is minus 3, right? The common difference here is minus 3. Be careful of that. What is the first term? A is the first term, no? What is the first term? 18, right? Okay. So it's an AP. What about this? AP or a GP? It's a GP. What is the common ratio? 1 by 2, right? Okay, 1 by 2. Okay. Uh, AP or a GP? GP. What is the common ratio? Minus 1 by 2, right? So this is the minus sign involved in this. Clear? Right? AP or a GP? AP. What is the common difference? Plus 2 or minus 2? So it is minus 2. Try to understand. This minus this will give you minus 43 plus 41. So it is minus 2. Right? So don't need not to get confused on this. Right? Okay. AP or a GP? Now don't be very jumpy and answer that it is an AP. Please understand. Here the difference is 3. 3. What about this? 4. So look at the other part of the series also. Right? So if it is not dot 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 dot, you cannot. Right? So this is not an AP, not a GP, nothing. Right? This is not an AP, neither a GP. It's nothing. Clear? So can you identify AP and GP? Right? Okay. I mean, simple questions could be, or let's say, AP or a GP, or nothing. So just check difference first. 2, then it is 3. No, AP not. GP 3 by 2, 3 by 2, 3 by 2. Yes, so it's a GP with common ratio as 3 by 2. Clear? This 4.5 into 3, 4.5 into 2. Clear? So it is a GP with common ratio as 3 by 2. Right? So if you just want to identify, this is an AP with common difference of 3, right? Or rather say minus 3. This is a GP with a common ratio of half. This is a GP with a common ratio of minus half. This is a AP with common difference of minus 2, and this is a GP with common ratio of 3 by 2. Clear? So all these parts have to be clear. Which is an AP, which is an GP. Clear? Okay. One important aspect, try to understand. If I say this first series was going up to infinity, let's say. The first series was going up to infinity. And if I want to sum all this, if I want to add all this, what will be the answer? So it's a decreasing AP, so it will go to minus infinity, right? So what will be the answer? Sum if you will do, it will be infinite, and it will be a negative infinite, right? Similarly, what about this series or this series? It will go up to infinity, right? So what is the infinite term of this series? So infinite term of this series, see, try to understand what will happen next. 4, 2, 1, 1 by 2, 1 by 4, so it will be 1 by infinity, which will be 0, right? Now if you see this, if you see this will go up to infinity, and if I add this all, this will become plus infinity as the answer. If I talk about this also, it will go to minus infinity, and the sum will be minus infinite, right? Try to understand, whenever there is an infinite series, there will be two types of series. One is called as converging series, which will keep on increasing or increasing, and their answer will always be infinite. The sum of infinite sum is always infinite. And there is one couple of series which are called as diverging series. That means they will end up somewhere or the other. And the sum of infinite terms can be calculated as a upon 1 minus, and this in our syllabus will only happen with GP whose common ratio is less than 1. Whose common ratio is less than 1. So you can see this and this can be a part of GP, which are infinite GP, and are called as diverging series. They are called as diverging series. Clear what I am trying to say? Understood what is converging, what is diverging? So in case of AP, this will never happen. This will never happen. Infinite term series, the answer has to be infinity. But in GP, that also with common ratio less than 1, you can find out some infinite terms which is a upon 1 minus, right? Note down quickly. Okay, so you understood the concept of converging and diverging series, right? Okay. Okay, couple of more things you should know when you are solving AP. You should know if you have to assume, let's say, 3 terms in AP. So what are the 3 terms you should assume? A minus D, A, or A plus D, right? Reason being, if you add these 3 terms, you will get the sum as 3A. So the D get reduced, right? So, but then that A is the middle term, correct? Okay. Right on, couple of questions. First one. So I'm not giving you some easy ones or the basic ones. I'm assuming my audience is a quite mature audience. So I'm just omitting the basic ones. If you want to again practice, you can practice the online IceGate app questions for basics. But I'm just giving you some advanced ones, right? Write down the first one. The sum of sum of first 11 terms of an AP. The sum of first 11 terms of an AP is equal to the sum of first 19 terms, 19 terms of that AP. The sum of first 11 terms of an AP is equal to the sum of first 19 terms of that AP. Then find the sum of first 30 terms of that AP. Then find the sum of first 30 terms of that AP. Can you quickly find out? The formulas are with you. Try to solve. I want you to type the answer in the chat box. Yes, those who have not got the answer till now, can you look at the screen? We knew that S11 will be equal to S19. So I'm just equating sum of 11 terms, sum of 19 terms. If I solve this, you'll get this. Now 8 cannot be equal to 0, yes. That means 2a plus 29d, whatever is in the bracket is, has to be equal to 0. And if 2a plus 29d equal to 0, can I say S30 is also equal to 0? Are you getting it? How? Because yes, so if you know, S30 is nothing but 30 by 2 times 2a plus 29d. Now from here you are only getting a relation between a and d. You cannot solve this. But as because 2a plus 29d is 0, that is quite sure, the answer is going to be. Now be careful, if it was asked S29, can you solve this? No, you will not be able to solve this. You will only get a relation between a and d here. So be careful that in an exam, if the question is there, it has to be a strategic question, something like this. Clear? Right? So exams are not testing your maths here. This aptitude. They are testing your aptitude. So values will be set in such a format. Am I making sense? Right? Okay. Now there are certain generalized questions. For example, okay, note down quickly. If you want, you can. Please note down quickly. Yeah. So that certain generalized questions. For example, take down one. Find the 288th term. Find the 288th term of the series. The series is A, BB, 3 times C, 4 times D, 5 times E, 6 times F, and so on. How many alphabets are there total? 26. And you want to find the 288th term. So for example, if I ask the fifth term, what is the fifth term of the series? The first term, second term, third term, fourth term, fifth term. Fifth term is C. Right? So fifth term is C. So the answer has to be an alphabet. What is that alphabet? And if you are short of alphabet means after Z, what is the 27th alphabet? Consider it to be A. Consider it to be A. 28th alphabet B, 29th C, and so on. Tell me the 288th term of this series. The 288th term of this series. Yes, please type answers. I expect you to type answer, otherwise I assume that you are not actively listening. Can I have a attendance count here? Please write your name, whosoever is present, in the chat box. Or is it that we have just opened the online and we are not listening? Please write your name, quickly type your name. I can see the chat box just below me. Those who are present and solving questions, please quickly write your name. Otherwise, I will assume that nobody of you are here listening. Okay. Okay. Fine. Yes, any answer? Any answer to this question, please? Okay, again, got Hiren, Mohit, Sai, Priya. So there are a lot of people. Okay, fair. Yes. Any answer to this? I want the 288th term of this series. Okay, let me solve it for you. Try to understand. They are very typical questions, right? See, try to understand. If I ask you the first term of this series, what is the first term? A. Very simple, right? If I ask you the third term of this series, what is the third term? B. Can I say third term has got nothing but let's say 1 plus 2, right? So this is equal to 3, right? If I ask you the sixth term, so it is 1 plus 2 plus 3, that is equal to 6 term. Getting what I am trying to say? So try to understand. If I go for the 10th term, it will be 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, which is equal to 10. Right? Now try to understand what I am trying to say. When I am asking you the sum of first term, that is I am talking about A. If I am talking about the first and the second term, so it is, can I say sigma times 2, that is 3. There is sigma times 1, which is 1. There is sigma times 3, which is 6. Sigma times 4, which is 10. Sigma times 4 means what? 10. And the 10th term is going to be D, the fourth alphabet. The fourth alphabet. Right? And I know 4 alphabet before that will be D only. What I mean to say is, if I say sigma times similarly 26, that is the Z. So how many numbers I'll get? You know what is sigma n? You know what is sigma n? N into n plus 1 by 2. Right? So sigma 26 will be how much? 26 into 27 by 2. If you simply solve this is how much? 13 into 7. 78, 91, 1 carried out, 9 carried out, 26 and 351. So can I say this is the 351? Right? That means what? Try to understand here. That 351th term is a Z. The 351th term is a Z. And I can say there will be 26 Z here. That means till 326 to 351 there will be only Z's. Yes or no? Can you tell me what is the 325th term? Yes, there will be Y. And how many Y's? There will be how many Y's? Yes, 24 Y's. So 24 Y means up to 301. Right? So there will be all Y's. After this what? From 300 to 276 it will be all X. Yes or no? There will be all W's and so on, right? What do you want? Which term? 288. Where it will come? Somewhere in this between. So the answer is going to be what? The alphabetics. Clear? If I would have asked you find the 312th term, tell me what is the answer now? 312th term. Yes, it will be a Y. Clear? Understood? Note down quickly. This is important. Sigma n. Any doubt? Clear? Okay. Write down one more. So what is the last size Sruti you could hear? I'm sure I was just giving you an idea on what is HP. I'll repeat the last 3-4 minutes. So what I said was, uh, if 3-4 terms are in AP, right, then the reciprocals will be in HP. For example, if I said ABC are in AP, then the 1 by 1 by 1 will be in HP. And I said that this has nothing to do with this. This has nothing to do with this because if you reciprocal this, it will form 2, 6, 12, 20, right, which is not an AP. Right, so this is what I said. Right? Can you just give me a clarification if I'm audible now? Please write a Y or an OK so that I understand that I'm audible. Okay, fine. Okay, yeah. So continue solving this. How will you solve this? Try to get it now. How to solve this? Now see, try to understand. There is a peculiar way of solving this question. Peculiar way of solving this question. What is the peculiar way? Try to understand. Can you write this as something like this? Sometimes this question is given in this format only. Now don't say it is sir 1.2, 2.3, 3.4. There's a difference. 1.2 is this. If I write the decimal or a point in the foot of the number, that is decimal. If I write the dot in between the two numbers, it's a dot product which we study. So it's a multiplication basically. Right? So it is 1 into 2, 2 into 3, 3 into 4, 4 into 5 and up to 19 into 20. Yes, the series is this. Now if you keenly observe, can I write this term as 1 by 1 minus 1 by 2? This is what 1 by 2, na? 1 by 1 minus 1 by 2, I can separate. Similarly, if I separate these two terms, can I say it is 1 by 2 minus 1 by 3? You can easily observe this is LCM is 6, 3 minus 2, it will become 1 by 6. Yes or no? Right? This term can be written as 1 by 3 minus 1 by 4. Right? So the LCM is 12, the numerator will become 4 minus 3, so it will 1 by 12, right? So can I say the last term will be 1 by 19 minus 1 by 2? Yes or no? Yes. Now what is the advantage, sir? The advantage is, can I say this minus 1 by 2 and plus 1 by 2? Cancel. Minus 1 by 3 plus 1 by 3? Cancel. That means the second term and the first term will get cancelled. That means all the terms will cancel except the first and the last term. So the first term is 1 by 1 minus 1 by, so the answer is going to be what? 19 upon. That's your answer. Getting my point, right? Please note down. It's a very typical question which is asked in exams. So there are many questions like this. I am not devoting much time on solving question here right now. I'll be giving you some around 100 questions to be solved maybe by evening or tomorrow, so that you can practice questions on this. I'm just giving you the theory portions of what is the basics and how it is important, right? One question you take for homework, similar question, find the value of p. Could you find the value of p? Right? Just note down as a homework. I'm not solving it right now. Very similar logic, not exact but similar. Try to find out what is the logic, right? Okay. Take down one question which we are solving right now. Write down the sum of sum of the third, sixth, and 10th term of an AP the third, sixth, and 10th term of an AP is equal to the sum of the seventh and the ninth term of that AP, or let's say not ninth term, you can take eighth and ninth term. So I'm repeating, the sum of the third, sixth, and 10th term of an AP is equal to the sum of 8th and 9th term of that AP. Then find which term of this AP, then find which term of this AP will definitely be 0. Which term of this AP will definitely be 0. Can you find out? Are you getting? I have written the simple answer on the board. So I have said third term, sixth term, and 10th term. is equal to the 8th and the 9th term. So third term will be a plus 2d because it's an AP. Sixth term will be a plus 5d. This will be a plus 9d. Similarly, a plus 7d, a plus 8d. With solve this, you will definitely getting a plus d is equal to 0, which is nothing but the second term. Clear? Okay. So definitely second term is going to be 0 in this case. There might be other terms which are also 0, might be, but the second term is definitely going to be 0 in this. Clear? Okay. Right on the last heading of this chapter, that is means. Right? Right on means. We'll talk about means. This was a simple one, not a difficult one. So there are three means basically. For example, if I say, let's say 6, 15 and 20, is it a AP? No. Is it a GP? No. And neither it is an HP, right? So, but can you find the mean? Mean means what? Average. Yes, I can find the mean, sir. So it will be what? 6 plus 15 plus 20 divided by 3. Yes, we know how to find the mean, right? Now, this is called as the arithmetic mean. This is called as the arithmetic mean. Right? This is called as a arithmetic mean, right? Okay. So in case, let's say if it was a AP, for example, let's say 5, 9, 13. Now is it an AP? Now if I find the mean of this, what is 5 plus 9 plus 13? By 3. 5 plus 9 will be, 5 plus 9 will be 14 plus 13 will be 27 by 3. So which is equal to how much? 9. Now in this case, can I say this 9 is nothing but the middle term? Right. So in this case, always the middle term will be your, if it is an AP. Right. If you generalize this, let's say if A, B, C are in AP, then can I say that B minus A will always be equal to C minus B? Because this is the definition of AP. The sum of two consecutive terms has to be same. Now if you say this is nothing but 2B is equal to A plus C, or I can say B will be equal to A plus C by 2, and this is nothing but the arithmetic mean of ABs. Quickly note down, arithmetic mean of A, B and C is B if A, B, C are in AP, right? If A, B, C are not in AP, still you can find the mean, still you can find the arithmetic mean. Similarly, let us talk about geometric mean. So if I am saying if A, B, C are in GP, so what will happen? B minus A will be equal to C by B, or B square is equal to AC, or B will be equal to root of AC. So this is nothing but the geometric mean of A, B and C. This is nothing but the geometric mean of A, B and C. Fine. Now try to understand. Supposedly I have given you 4 numbers A, B, C, D, and I am not mentioning whether these are in AP, GP, anything. But if you want to find the arithmetic mean, you can. Yes, arithmetic mean. Can I say it is nothing but A plus B plus C plus D by 4? Absolutely correct. And if you want to find the geometric mean of them, you can also find that also. Try to understand. If I say, let's say A, B, C are not in GP, A, B, C are not in GP, or let's say A, B are not in GP. There are two terms which are given to you, right? And you want to find the geometric mean of it. Nothing but square root of A into B. Square root of A into B. If it was 3 terms, it will be A, B, C. See here arithmetic mean you would have done a plus b by 2. Here it is square root. This for arithmetic mean you would have done a plus b plus c by 3. Here it will become cube root of a into b into c. And for 4 terms, what will become? Yes, as the fourth root of a into b into c. Clear? Okay, so if it is not in AP or GP, then also you can find the means, right? So for 2 terms, this would have become root AB, cube root of ABC, fourth root of ABCD. Note down quickly. Fine. Okay. Now let us also talk about HP or harmonic mean. Let us understand that also. Harmonic mean, right? So when you say harmonic mean, I have already discussed. This is not very important from exam point of view, but still, sometimes let's say if A, B, C are in HP, so can I say then 1 by A, 1 by B, 1 by C will be in what? AP? Yes. And if they are in AP, I know the second term minus the first term, that is second term minus the first term is equal to the third term minus the second term, yes. Or if you reframe it is 2 by B is equal to 1 by A plus 1 by C, or I can say 2 by B will be equal to AC on up A plus. Yes, this is in what? AP. If you reverse, you will find what? B will be equal to 2AC upon A plus, and this is the harmonic mean of A. This B is the harmonic mean of AB and C. Clear? Understood? Okay. Now, one important aspect, this will help you to solve questions which I will be sending, right? Supposedly, I have 3 numbers, I don't know, random numbers I am taking, let's say 3, or let's say I take values as 4, 8, and or let's say let's take 2 numbers 4 and 16, right? Let's take 2 numbers 4 and 16, and I want to find out the arithmetic mean of this. Can I? Yes. What is the arithmetic mean? So arithmetic mean will be nothing but 4 plus 16 by 2, which is 10. What is geometric mean? So if I find out the geometric mean of this, geometric mean will be under root of 4 into 16, which is root 64, which is 8. If I want to find the HM, the harmonic mean, yes you can, 2 into 4 into 16 upon 4 plus 16, which is 64 into 2, 128, divided by 20, which is 6.4. Yes or no? Right? So I find out the AM of 2 numbers, GM of 2 numbers, and the HM of 2 numbers. Which is the highest? AM. Second highest? GM. And the third highest would be HM. And it will always happen that for any numbers, if you find the AM, GM, and HM, this will follow this pattern. Please note down, this is very, very important. The arithmetic mean will always be greater than or equal to geometric mean, will always be greater than or equal to harmonic. This will always happen. It's a thumb rule. For same digits, if you find AM, you will find the HM and you will find the GM. This will be the relation. Direct questions has been asked in many papers. What is the relation? AM, GM greater HM. So this is the direct relation you should remember. Clear? Right? Please note down this one. Okay. Okay, one important aspect before we wind up the session today. For example, if I say, let's say a plus b equal to 10, a plus b equal to 10. What is the maximum value of a into b I can get? What is the maximum value of a into b can get? And a and b are, let's say, positive integers. A and b are positive integers or natural numbers. You know what are natural numbers, right? Positive integers. So, see, understand, I can have values of 1 and 9, I can have 2 and 8, I can have 3 and 7, 4 and 6, 5 and 5, and the reverse of them. If I do the product is 9, 16, yes, 8 to the 16, 21, 24, 25. Again it will be 24, 21, 16 and 9, yes or no? So it will always give you a bulging shape curve, and the maximum value will happen when a and b are equal. When a and b are equal. Getting my point what I am trying to say, right? So the thumb rule is, if x plus y, or you can say if you generalize this, right? If you generalize this, if you say x plus y is a constant, or x plus y plus z is equal to constant, then the maximum value of x into y will only happen when x is equal to y is equal to c by n. What is n? What is n? N is the number of divisions this is having. So here the n is 2, because you have 2 divisions. If you have 3 divisions, it will become c by 3, 4 divisions, c by 4, 5 divisions, c by 5, and so on. Right? For example, if I say my number was x plus y plus z equal to 12, so where will I get the maximum value of x into y into z? Where x equal to y equal to z equal to 12 by 3, that is 4. So 64 can be the maximum value. Clear? Okay? Note down this important thing. If the sum is constant, then the product will be maximum when they are equal. The product will be maximum when they are equal. And the reverse of it. And the reverse of it. What do I mean by reverse of it? Let's say I am saying a into b is 16. What will be the minimum of a plus b? What is the minimum of a plus b? So 16 can happen how? 16 can happen 16 into 1, 16 can happen 8 into 2. Again I am saying it's natural numbers. Okay? And if I am saying, let's say 4 into 4, you know? So minimum will happen what? What is the 16 plus 1? 17, 8 plus 2, 10, 4 plus 4, 8. You cannot have less than 8. So the minimum will also happen at when a is equal to b, and this can be constant. If you consider in this format, you will say, sir, if x into y is a constant, If x into y is a constant, then the minimum value of x plus y can be calculated when x is equal to y and equal to the nth root of c, is equal to the nth root of the constant. In this case, n is the number of divisions, so n is 2. The under root of 2 is, so under root of 16 is 4. Clear? Right? So these are the types of questions that can be asked on algebra. Sometimes questions are there on graphs. I think we all know graphs of x square, sin x, so the fundamental remains the same, but graphs you should know. You should know log, you should know some properties of log. For example, log of a into b is what? Log a plus log b. So all those basic properties of log you should know to solve such questions, right? There will be questions in algebra on log also. There are questions based on graphs, as I said, right? Binomial expansion, right? You should know binomial expansion. A plus b whole raised to n, a plus b plus c whole raised to n. You should know the expansion theorems of that. So these are some of the basics that can be, clubbed with algebra-based questions, right? Functions, graphs, maxima, minima. I've given you the concept of maxima, minima. You can also use differentiation for maxima, minima, right? What we do in our engineering math portion. So we do something, we have a function fx, right? We do f dash s x, right? And f dash x equal to 0. So you'll get the value of x, put it in function, you'll get the maximum or minimum value. You want to check whether it is maximum or minimum, you can do it f double dash x. So you know the method how to solve the maxima and minima value, right? Apart from that, if you have iterative functions, for example, let's say it is given to you that f of x is equal to 2x plus 1 and g of x is equal to x square plus 5, and he is asking you to find f of g. So don't say it is fog, it is basically what? F of gx. Can you find out? So f of x, you will say 2 times of gx plus 1. F of x will become this. And what is gx? So it is 2 times of x square plus 5 plus 1. So it is 2x square plus 11. Clear? So you should know how to solve this cascading of function, iterative functions, right? So these are some of the questions that can be related to algebra, right? So fine, we will stop here. As I said, now the theory portion we have discussed most of the things. The only challenge now is to solve more and more questions. So go to the app, solve questions. I'll be sending you some more questions day by evening. Fine? Okay. Any doubt of whatever I have taught in the part of algebra, please let me know. You can type down. You can type down if your answer is there. I'll answer. Else the theory portion we have already discussed. So okay guys, I'm signing off. I hope everything is clear. Please solve questions. We will have doubt sessions on all the topics of aptitude later on. I hope your preparation is going good. These live classes, you should take the maximum output because the top faculties are teaching here. Go to the app, solve your material. Whenever you feel, request your mentors to give you doubts, practice. So many of you have started recommending these classes to your friends. We have received 2-3 recommendations from a couple of you who have told your friends also the same thing, and they are also now part of the live sessions. Yes, any questions still left out, please type down. And if it is all okay, you can say thank you at least in a chat box so that I understand that you are all through. Okay, fine. So just signing off from this session. Thank you.